If Trump's pick for Attorney General is confirmed by the Senate, of course, a big if tonight, they will have a long to-do list, including ending weaponized government, Trump's words, protecting the border, dismantling criminal organizations, rooting out corruption at the Justice Department, and fighting crime. And I have new reporting tonight on who Trump may install in the second highest position there at the DOJ. I'm told Trump is seriously considering naming his lead attorney that you may recognize from his criminal cases, who represents him there, Todd Blanche, to serve as the next deputy attorney general. Though I should note tonight, nothing has been finalized. My legal sources are here, a pair of former federal prosecutors in Ellie Honig and Elliot Williams, and also the conservative attorney who was once actually, if you can remember that far back, considered by Trump to be his solicitor general, the number 3 at the Justice Department. Now outspoken Trump critic George Conway. That was a very long introduction. George?
Yes?
Your thoughts?
Everybody's like shocked, surprised. There's nothing surprising about this. Matt Gaetz, in a lot of ways, is the perfect attorney general for Donald Trump. Okay? I mean, we have a convicted criminal who's a president, who has been adjudicated to engage in sexual abuse. So why not select a guy who has been loyal to him and who wants to seek revenge in the same way Donald Trump does, and who was accused of sex trafficking. He's the perfect choice. So I don't know why everybody's surprised.
And the interesting thing about it is that it sort of dispenses any pretense of respect for the institution, right? And there's any number of picks that the former and I guess soon-to-be president could have put in place that would have at least respected, number one, the people who work there, and number two, the very enterprise of prosecuting people.
He doesn't care about that.
Well, that's my point, George.
That's been a lot of our points.
But yeah, no, I mean, we're all in agreement here. Let's be clear. But it's just fascinating because I feel like I worked for 4 different attorneys general, 2 Democrats, 2 Republicans, vastly different people, John Ashcroft to Loretta Lynch, nothing in common whatsoever. They all respected the work of the institution, even in their policy differences. And what you have here is somebody who literally has contempt, not just for the body of the Justice Department, but the people who work there.
Ellie, can I just also say before you make your point, I read that if he is confirmed, he would be the first attorney general in 4 decades that has never been a government attorney or a judge before this. So it's not even just, everything that we talked about. It's also the experience question that the other nominees have faced as well.
It's such an important point about the utter lack of qualifications. I mean, Matt Gaetz is aggressively unqualified for this position. He's never been a prosecutor. He's never really practiced law at any big-time level. He has no idea what it means to stand up in a court and to represent the United States and to try to take away someone's liberty. And I do want to underscore the stakes here. When you're talking about the Attorney General of the United States, this person is in charge of 110,000 employees, 94 U.S. attorneys' offices, the entire FBI, the entire DEA, the entire ATF, the Solicitor General, who handles all the Supreme Court litigation for the government, the U.S. Marshals, the Federal Bureau of Prisons.
This is a man who he certainly couldn't be hired as an assistant United States attorney in any major district. He probably couldn't be hired as a paralegal. He probably wouldn't even pass a background check.
I think a better way to think about it, I have to disagree with you, Ellie, that he doesn't have experience. He certainly does have experience with the Justice Department. It's just simply being investigated for sex crimes. Now, this is not a serious pick. And again, I want to get back to the bipartisan question.
And just to note, he did deny that. He was never charged.
He was never charged. A close associate of his but no, he was never charged with crime.
No, but he did show pictures of naked women on the House floor to one of his colleagues. I think there was some clip about that earlier, and he talked about how he put Viagra in his energy drink and bragged about that on the House floor.
Can we talk about what would happen? Because this is a question. Tammy Duckworth was talking about what would happen at the Pentagon if Pete Hegseth is confirmed there, she thinks. I mean, the idea that there would be maybe mass resignations at the DOJ if this happens, I mean, the Trump team might look at that and say, okay, great. Like in the first term, Trump would have feared that and the backlash, but I think this time they'd be like, okay, we're fine with that.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit overblown. I mean, look, people come and go, Republican presidents come and go, Democratic presidents come and go. People stay, and of these 110,000 people that Ellie talked about, most of them have been there throughout administrations. Now, look, there are people in some positions who might be turned off by a particular administration and want to leave, but I think this notion of people leaving the Justice Department en masse, I think, is a little bit overblown.
And to your reporting, Caitlin, about Todd Blanche being considered for deputy AG, right?
Who is a former federal prosecutor, came from Southern District of New York, so
That's a
you,
real
so you
lawyer.
obviously know him.
He's a real lawyer.
What do you make of that consideration? It's not final yet, but,
Right.
but I'm told Trump is very seriously considering doing so.
That is as good a pick as you're going to get for deputy AG. And deputy AG is the workhorse. Deputy AG really runs the show. The AG is sort of the show pony. Todd is a real lawyer. Everyone knows him from the hush money trial on the defense side, where I think he did a capable job. I had some criticisms of what he did, but I think he did a good job. But he grew up in the U.S. Attorney's Office, the Southern District of New York. He understands the principles. And I think if we are, I don't think, look, I'm not the political guy, but I don't think Gaetz is going to get through. But if we get a subpar AG, ultimately, you're going to need a really good deputy to babysit that person.
I mean, you're probably right. He's not going to get through. Gaetz is not going to get through. But you can never go bankrupt betting on the spinelessness of Republican senators like the one we just saw a few minutes ago.
You know, and what the other thing is what we mentioned Trump's to-do list. January 6 pardons were not on there. Trump has made clear he wants to pardon January 6 rioters. The question, I think, is this a blanket pardon for all of them? Do they differentiate between the ones who were convicted of literally assaulting police officers and then just the ones who were on Capitol grounds that day that were also arrested? Do they change that? I mean, that is going to be a big question in the hands of this Justice Department, in addition to what Ellie just laid out there.
Yeah, and not just do they pardon them, do they not pardon them, but extend clemency, leave their convictions in place, but simply get them out of prison? Look, the pardon power under the Constitution is vast, it's virtually limitless, and it's the president's prerogative. Presidents across administrations have chosen to implement it however they've wanted. And who knows? But any of these options are certainly realistic and possible, Caitlin, for the president to follow.
Also, if you're Attorney General, what kind of access to information? I mean, you have access to everything, right, Ellie?
Everything. Every one of those agencies I just named, FBI, Bureau of Prisons, it's a staggering responsibility. I don't know that Matt Gaetz even has the first understanding of what it means to be the Attorney General of the United States. I mean, look, there is only one agency, only one body of the federal government that can deprive a person of their liberty, and that's the Justice Department. And that's why, to me, it's an offensive pick. It's somebody who's so outrageously unqualified. And on top of that, not just partisan. It's okay to, I mean, there have been partisans as AG before, but someone whose entire identity is built on, I'm an attack dog. And one of the big questions heading into this new administration is just how far is Donald Trump going to go? And look, I've been sort of, I think I've been measured about, I don't buy into some of the worst case scenarios, but if Matt Gaetz becomes Attorney General, that is a hard step in that direction.
What I find fascinating is that it's almost the polar opposite of the Merrick Garland pick by Joe Biden, which was, Merrick Garland, if anything, the knock against him was too methodical, too slow, and gumming up the works of the Justice Department to some extent. This is putting in an individual who's there, in effect, to burn the whole place down. I
mean, George, I was here 8 years ago when you were in the running to be the Solicitor General. It feels like a lifetime ago.
And then later, I was actually offered the job of head of the Civil Division, which
Yeah.
is basically the world's largest civil law firm.
I mean, what are you just, as from that perspective, seeing what the Justice Department is going to look like now, and hearing, as Bill Hagerty was saying, he wants there to be a confirmation process, but hearing, Trump has a mandate and
he's completely spineless, as I said. I mean, look, it's absolutely appalling, but par for the course. I mean, this is like Donald Trump, the first time around, the first administration. I mean, he's a complete narcissist, and he loves being surrounded by people with fancy degrees. Okay, that didn't work out for him because those people were smarter than he was, and they tried to go around him. So now he's going purely for loyalty and he's picking purely bad people. This is a cacocratic appointment, and we're going to see more of that.
Thank you all on that note. Great to have you, and we'll continue to follow that, of course.